Animal. Hazard level C, animals are tier 2 enemies. They have 150 health, will deal 2 damage per hit with a strength breakpoint of 4, and they will drop medium-sized orbs. Animals have 3 phases: roam, chase, and wreak havoc.
Bruh.
When an animal first spawns, it'll always spawn in the module furthest from the repo van. I've already covered how spawning works in this video, which I'll link at the top, but to keep it simple, the animal will spawn, then idle for anywhere between 0 and 120 seconds. Once this timer expires, or if a player steps within 20 units of the animal, it will enter phase 1. When an animal enters phase 1, it'll begin roaming using level points. It'll choose a random level point within 5 to 15 units, walk to that level point, and when it gets there, it'll pause for a few seconds, choose another level point, and repeat over and over and over. This level point range is pretty short, which just means animals will slowly navigate around the map. Now, if an animal hears a noise, this will trigger it to investigate the noise. The animal will pathfind directly to the last noise it heard, pause for a few seconds, then return to its regular pathfinding algorithm. Animals use a field of view cone that extends 10 units out at a 134-degree angle. In order for the animal to spot you, you must be inside this cone for a certain amount of time. If you're standing, you'll need to be in the cone for a full second. If you're crouching or in object mode, you'll need to be in the cone for 1.25 seconds. And if you're crawling, you'll need to be in the cone for 2 seconds in order for the animal to spot you. On top of the time change, if you're crouching, the animal will only have about 90% of its vision cone, and if you're crawling, the animal will only have about 68% of its vision cone. Usually, if you're crouching or crawling, this will make it significantly harder for enemies to see you, but for the animal, crouching and crawling doesn't really make a huge difference, as they still only need to see you for about 2 seconds even if you're crawling. Animals also have a proximity awareness of 3.5 units, which means if you were to stand within 3.5 units of an animal, even if it's not looking at you, it'll spot you. This proximity awareness drops to 2 units if you're crouching or crawling. Once an animal spots you, it'll begin phase 2. As soon as an animal spots you, it will begin its chase phase. You'll know an animal has spotted you if it takes a slight pause and makes a groaning noise. In the code, this phase is actually referred to as go-to player, as its main goal is to blow up, then act like it don't know nobody. As its main goal is to get as close to you as possible in order to trigger the next phase. The animal will chase the target player for 10 seconds, following you wherever you go, as it can hear your footsteps, making it very difficult to get away from once they spot you. If you somehow manage to stay far enough away from the animal for the 10-second timer, the animal will enter its leave state. The leave state will immediately tell the animal to go to a level point 25 to 50 units away from all players. During this leave state, the animal will ignore all noises and all vision. Once the animal gets to the selected level point, it'll return to its roaming phase. The only way for the animal to advance phases is if it gets within 3 units of you. If it does get this close, it'll enter its wreak havoc phase, which lasts 20 seconds. This means you can throw items at the animal, you can hit it, stun it, and even grab it as much as you want without it advancing into this phase, as long as you're keeping your distance. As soon as an animal enters this phase, you'll notice it kicking its legs and running around randomly. More specifically, the code tells the animal to choose a random level point inside the target player's room. As soon as it reaches that level point, it'll quickly choose another level point in the target player's room and repeats. The animal also has a function that says if it does not reach the level point in 2 seconds, choose another level point. This means when an animal is in this phase, it'll change paths every 2 seconds or sooner, truly wreaking havoc. During this phase, the animal cannot hear or see, it just runs towards the selected level points. There's no way to predict the paths it takes, and there's no way to end this phase early, even if you stun it, as it'll continue wreaking havoc when it wakes up. The animal will kick anything it comes into contact with, including players, items, weapons, and the cart. If you get hit, you'll be dealt 2 damage and will be stunned for about 1 second. The worst part about animals isn't really getting hit by them, it's the fact that they destroy everything in their pathway. If they run into your cart or any other items on the map, they'll send it flying and knock off a bunch of value. Since animals mainly target the level points in the room you're in, I suggest running into a different room than the cart to prevent the animal from hitting it. Once the 20-second wreak havoc timer expires, the animal will immediately enter its leave state. Animals have 150 HP and can be killed a variety of different ways. The first way is by grabbing it. Animals have a strength break breakpoint of 4, which means as soon as you get to 4 strength upgrades, you're just strong enough to lift the animal up and stun it. With the new grabber overcharge mechanic, this method really isn't good after level 5. Stunning the animal with a trank gun or stun grenade is going to be much more effective, as the animal will stay stunned for much longer. I find the best place to grab them is from their booty cheeks, and every successful hit will deal 25 damage, so you'll need to get at least 6 slams in order to kill it. You can also use the cart to cart bash the animal until they're dead. Since animals only have 150 HP, this means you can 1-tap it with a shotgun, sledgehammer, grenade, landmine, and the cart cannon. You can 2-tap it with a gun, and you can usually 2-tap it with a baseball bat, depending on how much impact damage it does. Just make sure you're being careful when attacking the animal, as it will kick items out of your hand very easily if it's in its Wreak Havoc state. If you don't have any resources to kill the animal, you can always use valuables such as clowns, coolers, or potions. Animals will drop medium-sized orbs worth anywhere between 35 and 4,500, and on super moons, this orb can be used as an impact grenade, dealing 137 damage. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.